like J.Brock, cause I can score with a second on the clock.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Brock. It's Clapitup LA. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here with the homie DJ Wavy, the official DJ for the one and only Bino Rideau. And you can catch him on the #1 radio station for hip hop, Power 106, with the legendary DJ Charisma. DJ Wavy has put on at some of the biggest and hottest venues of the city. And if you've been paying attention, you know he manifested his opportunity with Sway in the Morning. And ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't ride the wave because he creates it. Shout out to 1500 to nothing. And if you didn't know, Young California, we in the building, baby. What's happening with you, man?
What's the deal? Hell of an intro,
man. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Look, this is Crenshaw District right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crenshaw District.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I want you to speak on the impact that you've noticed that Crenshaw District has had just on the industry at all, because we all know Crenshaw impacts the DNA of what we do here on the West Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's a major impact from the culture, the food, to the music, to the gangs, the violence, the negative, the positive. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody specifically wants to be from like South Central.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit of game from, you know what I'm saying, from where we from.
Yeah.
And I feel like it means a lot because now it's a lot of that is coming out to inspire the youth. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
People like Nip. You know, a lot of the things that started are not, I don't know, like how he started is not how he finished. You know what I'm saying? As far as the choices he made, you know, and then he started beginning to teach and become like a leader, you know what I mean? So, and there's many other people like that come out the district, even like yourself.
Okay, for sure. So, I mean, we got to give a huge shout out to the Marathon. Let me ask you something. Before Nip passed, bro, was there any difference that his impact had after he passed for you? Because you got to see it firsthand. You got to have conversations with Nip, shake his hand, get next to him multiple times. Did his impact change after he passed away to you?
I mean, in a sense, yeah, drastically, but not really for me because his whole message and how he moved, how he lived, and even being around him, the shit he was telling us, it was like that was regular. That was him every single day. So when he left, unfortunately, it was a choice for me and other individuals to stick with that guidance and those messages. And sometimes I teeter off and I gotta go and listen to like a Nip quote or something that he said, you know. And something big that he said was like how we react when we feel disrespected.
That's a big one.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm somebody with, you know, I'm not gonna say a temper that's something to be worried about, but just you know, you could push the wrong buttons with me, and sometimes I could flare up. And you know, something as simple as that quote from him, I try to go back to, and like that could help my day some days. Just hearing him say that shit again, or many other things he said. You know what I mean? Quotes and shit. So yeah, man, it meant a lot though, for sure. Him being here and being gone.
I feel that, you know, one of the things that I often think about is when he said, "I've been through every emotion."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're going through your process, especially, you know, when you're in this industry, it's ups and downs, man. You know, you may be doing what you love, but it's still ups and downs. It's still challenges. So I think about that when I'm having a rough time, or, you know, I feel like, you know, I just don't feel like I'm getting the emotion that I want to get, or I feel like I'm not getting the recognition I want to get. Have you ever had an issue with just feeling like you ain't been getting the recognition that you deserve?
Yeah, and there was a time where I felt like, you know, I don't think I understood the importance of, you know, nobody owes you anything. You know what I mean? And there was a time where I definitely felt like, you know, from promoters to clubs to, you know, organizations, friends, family, I felt like nobody was seeing me. And then there was just like a wake-up call one day where I had to have a talk with myself, and I'm like, you know, am I doing everything that I could be doing to get noticed or for somebody to hit me? You know what I mean? And once I had that uncomfortable talk with myself, then I started moving different, and I noticed more blessings to come my way. And sometimes, you know, I feel like if you got to go ask for it, you know, I don't want to move that way. I don't want to have to go out and beg or be like, oh, why aren't they fucking with me and this and that. Like, whoever fucking with me, I'm fucking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of like the life I live. I feel like, you know, nobody owes you nothing. You got to put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that God is gonna send you the right people, and He's gonna avoid the wrong people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of like what I stand on.
Well, you know, the crazy part is we have to experience both. We got to experience the right people, but then we got to experience and learn from the wrong people.
Yeah.
It's all an experience, and it's all something that we take forward.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big one. Don't nobody owe you nothing.
Right.
That's a really big one, because a lot of us can be, what do you call that? It's a word for it anyway. You can feel like, oh, people just supposed to do this for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, nobody owes you anything. Everybody that's in this door more than likely had to kick the door down.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when you finally learned, or was it something that you had to learn, like nobody owes me anything? Do you feel like that was something that you had to learn from that?
Well, I did have to learn, because like I would go, I think we'll say for like clubs, for instance, out here in LA, it's like a lot of different promoters, you know what I mean, and a lot of different club vibes and situations. But there was a time where I felt like, you know, certain club promoters, I'm like, why aren't they calling me to be booked at this event? Or, you know, me being from the city, bro, like I really stand on that. And it's not too many people, you know, doing what I do that's really from the land. And y'all, you know, people from LA understand how we treat LA, you know what I'm saying? And it's nothing towards anybody, but the work I've put in, the shit we've had to deal with to get to where I'm at, just from us going to high school. And I don't even mean clubs at this point. I just mean the journey that I had to get to be able to DJ in a Hollywood club, and to have to compete with certain people that it might be a function that is saying it's LA based, but there's no LA DJs. And when I say LA DJs, I mean people that's really from LA. So it's like, I just try to like go into situations like that with a positive mind frame to like figure out how we can fix that type of shit. Because if you go to New York, bro, and you try to bring up, oh, can you play some LA shit? They're not really fucking with that. But when out of towners come out here and they like, oh, can you do this, do that? We kind of cater to that shit. And I just feel like there's not really too many people that's from Los Angeles, from South Central, that are doing what I do. And there's a lot of different, like, I don't know, controversy on that.
How do you think that we can start the ball rolling there, though? You know, like, what has to happen for somebody to get that type of ball rolling to where it's like, if we LA, we gonna stick to LA, and it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, what has to happen?
I feel like it needs to be more communication. There's nothing wrong with anybody being from where they're from.
Facts.
You could be from Japan, and I'm gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's respect out here that's been kind of fucked with. You know, a lot of people are just disrespecting the culture. You know what I'm saying? And they don't stand on the same things that other people may stand on, business wise. You know what I'm saying? Some people may just have the money but not the knowledge for shit, and they feel like they don't gotta listen to nobody because they got the bread. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think communication, unity. But you know how long we've been saying that?
For a long ass time, for sure.
I don't really got the answers for that. I feel like my opinion on it would be for us to kind of like, there needs to be more like, I don't sound cheesy and say like a fucking LA town hall meeting, but imagine like a town hall meeting how they used to have back in the day where people got that shit off their chest, but nothing political. It's only like, but it's like, could we get that many people in the room without it being some shit?
Yeah, facts.
Not to think on a negative side, but just being rational with how things have been going lately. So I don't know, man. I hope that we could change it though.
Yeah, we will definitely see the change, because most of us will be the change. You feel what I'm saying? So when you look at LA music from your perspective, we get a whole lot of LA music is trash, and LA ain't doing what LA's supposed to do. How do you look at LA music from your perspective, DJ Wave? Where do you see LA music in your eyes?
To be honest, bro, I think the problem right now, not to go like left side with it, I'm gonna answer that question. But the problem, I feel like anybody in LA feel like if they wake up and make a record, again, they're old, maybe radio time. They're old, their record being played in the club. Their older interview, Clap It Up LA. Just because they woke up and made a song and put it out, but it has to be, people need to be taught or the artists need to be taught to where it's like, you have to put a certain amount of work in. Like, what?
Facts.
Did you make a clean record for the DJ? Facts. Did you make instrumental? Did you make, I don't know, did you have somebody reach out to the club DJ before that gig 10 hours in advance to maybe get them the record? Did you come to the DJ and maybe give them $25 to $100, whatever they're taking, to, just some respectful. Like, all that to say, a lot of artists just wake up and feel like they're owed that attention. In LA right now, it's been kind of ghost. Obviously, we have the Roddies, the Beanos, the Kalins, Baby Stone Gorillas. You can go on and on. It's but I feel like the attention is very hindered. It's only out here. And I feel like I'm trying to come up with a way that, just like how these New York artists come out here or anywhere else, Atlanta, and they get a lot of love from not only radio or just from media in general, how can we get that out in other places? Because, yeah, we know we're dope, and I hate to sound so, like, you know, calm about it, but I already know LA is dope. Not every LA artist is tight, but
given, I mean, that's just what it is.
That's what it is too. It's
Yeah.
like not everything is good. I'm never shutting down nobody trying to rap or make music, but sometimes that's another thing. Like a lot of these artists don't have that uncomfortable talk with nobody. It's a lot of yes man around. A lot of these records are being made and we're being overwhelmed with a lot of music, and there's nobody really in there with guidance. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like rollout. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's confusing sometimes when people feel like, oh, it's an LA artist, they need to be played, but it's like they end up being from elsewhere, and it's like, does that really even matter where they're from? It's just like, I care more about the music. If it's not a record that's making me like bob my head, dance, and make me feel some type of way, it's not it. You know
So
what
when
I'm
you
saying?
say rollout, because rollout is something that's been coming up a lot too.
Yeah.
How important is the rollout? You feel me? Like, what can a rollout do for an artist that maybe somebody hasn't understood yet?
I feel like a good rollout is, you know, everybody want to flex a chain or flex they got money, and this is my confusing thing with certain artists too. You know, they do the whole flex and shit, and they got bread and stuff, but then it's like you ask them $500 to promote their song with not airtime, but like club spins. You know what I'm saying?
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
So club spins is like if I'm in the middle of my set and I'm in the club and somebody just walks up, hey, can you play my shit? I'm 9 times out of 10, like I'm not gonna risk the vibe of the club just to throw your shit on. So then that's where money does come involved with certain DJs. Like you might be able to pay a DJ $100, $200 to play your shit, but sometimes with me, I'm like, it's not worth the money sometimes. It's like, cause I don't want to fuck up the vibe, and then your music is not mixed and mastered, and that goes back into the rollout.
See, I was going to ask about that too. How much does that impact the situation? Because you might have an artist that want to give you something, and shout out to Chuck Dizzle and Live and Direct, because mixing and mastering is something that comes up often. Like, oh, this ain't even mixed. It's not mixed.
And that's what I mean. A big part of like everything that's going into a record. Again, people wake up, they go into the studio, or they're not even a studio, and it's no knock to that. They record the song however they record it. I know people, it's like an app now or something. You can record the song right on your phone. Lil Tyler, shout out to him. I think he started his first hit that he had was just recorded off a phone. But all that to say, artists will wake up, record the song, and bring it straight to the club. And it's like, bro, like you got to get that shit sounding right first before I could just blare it in a fucking Hollywood scene. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's no thought in the shit like that. There's just people in there high off their brain, shaking, nodding, and the song is cool, and then they just like, oh yeah, go sing that shit.
Have you seen that go wrong for somebody? Like somebody like, throw this on DJ, actually show love, and it's like, wait a minute, bro.
Oh, bro, all the time when I actually am trying to show love and I just like fuck it and I'll do it. Yeah, a lot of times it's bad or it's distorted. Sometimes the song is not bad, but it's just the quality of it. It's like it just doesn't match. You know what I'm saying? And now as DJs, I can tell as soon as I load it up into my Serato, you can tell by how the waveforms look, the color, everything. It's small. It's like people that do production will know. Like it's simple to read. So as soon as I load it up, I'm gonna know if it's gonna sound cool. Type shit. So sometimes it's just I have to explain that, but automatically a lot of artists just think you hating or you don't want to tap in with them. But I just tell people it's just a certain way and it's a certain respect. You know what I'm saying?
So what is a DJ going through mentally, knowing that, when you think about yourself, knowing that you want to show the love? What are you going through mentally? What type of battle was that? Knowing that you can't, you might not be able to do it the way that you want to, but it's some type of way, but it just ain't like what they want. You can't please everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely can't. I always want to make sure I'm respectful. Sometimes I don't get that, reciprocated, but that's where my challenge comes in, like how I'm gonna react to this.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
It's been hella times where I done physically, like people know this ain't nothing to brag about, but like I done physically squabbled a lot of people just through interactions of them trying to get their music played. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because I stand on respect, and most of the time, you know, they see a DJ, light skinned, pretty boy, wanna be whatever they judging on, and they think it's just like, oh, play my shit. It's just like, nah, bro, you gotta come correct. You know what I mean? And there's been several situations where artists, some of y'all favorite artists, people feel obligated to shit, and it's just like how they come about the situation. It's just all respect, you know. If you come up to a DJ, imagine you DJing, I'm like, oh, what up, bro? Even if you don't get to it, here go $25. This my record. It's on USB.
That's much more respectable.
I'm gonna fuck with you just off the approach.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, hey, bro, you play my shit or what's up? Like, woo, woo,
I know how that could be.
I had motherfuckers tell me before the blue checks just got violated. Somebody told me like, oh, bro, you ain't even got a blue check. And I'm just like, oh, damn, like you need a blue check to
have a say so.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's just, you gotta be. I've been very cautious lately on how, like I said, how I react, and I'm always overly nice now. I like to kill people with kindness because, you know, it's crazy out here now. I'm not trying to put myself in a situation over some fucking music.
I feel that, for one, I think peace first before anything, because it's like you never know what somebody on, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can be peaceful about it and walk away from it, I'd rather do that because I want to go home at the end of the day. Yeah. You feel me? I'm not trying to lose my life out here behind this. My intentions are always good. You feel me? I want to show nothing but love. Yeah. And at the same time, I go through the same. And also, I want to say this. Don't try to fight DJ Wavy, okay? Because he is I don't even know how to say the word. Kajuk Inbo?
Kaju Kimbo.
There you go. Kaju Kimbo. And if it's something that you can't pronounce, you got to know that it's lethal. You know what I'm saying? Well, how long? No, I understand that. I'm not. Now, how long have you been doing it? What got you into that?
So that's my family's karate school. So extended family, Kenji's. Shout out Kenji's, Kaju Kimbo. But I've been around it all my life. I just, as an adult, I honestly never wanted to be in there as a kid because that shit was like scary, bro. Like they really get down in there, you know what I'm saying? And that's different from like street brawling.
Yeah, facts.
Being with the homies.
Way different.
It's extremely different. So I seen that shit early, and my brother got into it. Cousin was into it, and then I think I hit a step where I was really just going through it mentally recently when I did get back involved with it. And my uncle was just like, you know, pull up, like we got you, like just get that shit out. And honestly, it was rough for a second because like I went in there not thinking that I'm big badass, but like again, my reaction to things and feeling disrespected, and I got on the mat.
It showed you something different, huh?
And shout out to Big Stu, but I was like sparring and shit, and you know I'm thinking it's light, and bro just kind of like gave me a 2-piece. You feel me? Like boom, boom, kind of like, and I felt blood, and like ain't nobody ever even got that close. You feel me? So I'm like, I felt hella violated and start, you know, getting out my character and shit, trying to turn up. And they should, you know, they teach me that's more disrespectful. You know, you'll never disrespect that mat. You know, and once they made me realize it's deeper than the attitude and shit. You don't take that outside on the streets trying to whoop everybody and be on that. So it's teaching me a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely took a pause right now because I had went on tour and shit, and schedule got crazy with the station and stuff. But yeah, that's definitely like something that I'm into though.
That's what's up, man. I seen shout out to Frampton. Somebody was talking about how they was mad one day, and he was like, "Man, I got a gym I can take you to show you ain't all that mad."
Yeah,
that's some humbling stuff right there.
You'll get humble quick.
Yeah,
sure. You definitely get humble.
So I mean, how much does that contribute to your peace, though, man? You know, we all need something that we can unleash on. You feel me? Like for me, it's working out. I love to work out. I love to keep myself in shape. I just feel like it helps me mentally. It helps me operate at my highest level. So how much does that contribute to that to your peace? You feel me? Knowing you can go there and let go.
A lot, because it's one of them outlets. It's like therapeutic. Like you said, at first it was hard for me to understand because even being like when I'm outside of DJing, it's kind of hard to be in a social setting.
Why is that?
I don't know, bro. Like I just mental health is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I think I always try to tell people like my alter ego is Bruce Wayne because I feel like DJ Wavy is like, it's not fake, but he's a character because then there's Isaiah Taylor at the end of the day, which is still somebody that has to deal with his emotions and everyday shit, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like putting that mask on some days is like people don't understand. Sometimes that shit is hard. So being able to go and whether it's fighting that shit out, hitting a bag, or just, you know, doing a physical workout, like you said, working out, it helps. And, you know, I don't know. I think it's important to take that time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning that right now. So I'm just, you know, it's a healing thing. I'm in the process of healing. So
that's right.
You feel me?
I feel that. So we got to say rest in peace to moms, man.
Yeah.
I know that's one of the things. I can't imagine what type of I don't know, pain that you can go through sometimes. You feel me? But knowing you, I feel like I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see the homie is going through something. Yeah. So how often are you, you know, faced with those thoughts, and you know, what do you have to do to get yourself mentally back in a stable place to be able to function every day? Because you out here, you operating at a high level, at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So how do you keep yourself, you know, steady and going and continue to do your job every day?
Honestly, bro, every day is different. It'd be a roller coaster sometimes. But ideally, it'd be the music. When I could really, whatever I'm going through emotionally, I cry that shit out. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it out. I'm not afraid to say
How often do you do that? You know, see, that's another thing too. We came up in a day and age where it was like, you can't cry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how often do you actually take that time to cry, bro?
I mean, I'm not just walking around moping and crying
of course
and shit, but it's just, but you know, if it's one of them days where I'm going through it, I'm feeling something, you know, you just hop in that shower and you just get it out. You know what I'm saying? And kind of just rinse that shit off and keep on pushing. But most of the time, I try to just go into like a trance of finding some type of music or a song that I fuck with and just go deep into that. And the music sometimes it just help me feel better. And then some days, honestly, bro, like some days it's just dark, nigga. Like
I
honestly,
feel that.
Like,
I can understand that.
I can't even like. I'm not even about to. I'm gonna always keep it 100. Like some days it ain't cool. Some days the music don't fucking help. But most of the time it does, because music I love so much, and good music makes me feel some type of way. But certain days it just depends on what you thinking about. Like nigga thoughts be rambling and shit, you know. So I just, like I said, I've been in the process where I'm aware, you know. And anybody out there dealing with that type of shit, you know, if you're not aware of it, try to be and try to draw some attention to it, because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get the time to talk about that shit, or the type of shit I'm in and people I'm around and the schedule I have.
That's what I'm saying. Like you operating at the highest level, bro. Yeah. Like, you feel me? Like you have to always be able to put that, not to say mask, but you got to be able to snap in a character when it's time. You feel me? And I can understand that too, because I go through things mentally where I'm in this place and I'm just like, damn, how do I get out of this? Like, why am I feeling like this? How can this shit go away? You know what I'm saying? Just leave me alone. And it's not as easy to shake it. Yeah. But the best way to do it is to communicate, and sometimes that's just what lifts that weight up off your shoulders. So I want to ask you, DJ, what is fun to you?
Fun for me is being able to provide a vibe for a crowd that's uncontrollable, like being able to create a fucking essence that when you go home you was like, yo, I had a ball. You know what I'm saying? And watching people have fun, dance, move to my tunes, and watch people enjoy music. You know what I'm saying? That's fun to me. Performing, being on stage, seeing a million people screaming and all types, that's fun. Shit, I
feel that, you know, like you doing what you love. You know, it's like nothing better than living a life where you get to do what you love every single day. You know, because I've been in a place where I'm just waking up every day and I hate what I'm doing. You feel what I'm saying? So the fact that you get to do what you love every day, that's a lot of fun. Now, how many people have came up to you and told you that, you know, or how many times have you had to deal with criticism?
As far as like DJing? I think my early days into getting into the club scene, it was like I would play too much West Coast. And even there's been not recently, but like, yeah, there was just a time where like, yeah, people was just like, yeah, he's too West Coast. Some of these clubs out here, I ain't gonna name nobody, throw nobody under the bus, but there was a lot of clubs just saying I play too much West Coast, and then they would label West Coast as like ratchet, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't really fuck with that because all I was trying to do was put on
The West.
And not only put on the West, but it was good music. It was.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was tapped in enough to know what people wanted to hear, and this wasn't never from like, you know, customers or people that were there enjoying the vibe. It was always from somebody that either felt like they were important or like a promoter or somebody that just maybe they weren't fucking with the music. But it's like, I'm gonna say it again, don't have a hip hop club and not want hip hop music. If you want to throw a 90s 2000s party, play 90s 2000 music. If
Facts.
you want an EDM event, play EDM music. So don't like, these clubs out here be weird sometimes because, you know, they'll say it's a hip hop night, but then as soon as you play some real shit, you know what I'm saying, or play a Wally the Sensei or some fucking Draco or anybody, it's like, oh, it's a problem. So I don't know.
How do you take that too West Coast thing? Because this is something that's
I'll
been
never
talked
be too
about.
West Coast.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, why don't we hear that about somebody being too New York or too Atlanta?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
And even if they are, so what?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying?
This
Like,
is where you from.
Yeah, like, and it's just, that's what we stand on, and I don't think it's a problem with that. Again, it's, if you want to get technical with shit, it's just whatever the event is, orchestrate that shit how you want it. If you don't want hip hop music, don't book no fucking hip hop DJ. And I'm not even gonna put myself in that bracket because I'm not a hip hop DJ. I could play any and everything, but I'm just saying we want to be specific with what the events are. And most clubs out here are either open format or hip hop or it's like reggaeton. And if they want all that in one, put that shit on flyer or communicate that with the DJs. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's
Okay, so when you say put yourself in that bracket, how often have you been, I guess, put in a box and you kind of like, look, bro, this ain't that.
I feel like I'm still in a box. Honestly,
Why?
because it's a lot of shit that I would love to be doing right now that I'm not, but that's still on me. But a part of it is too, like certain like smaller shit, like certain clubs I would love to be at. I really don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've made enough noise in the club world, and when another box is like people think I'm just a strip club DJ. Because of how massive Ace of Diamonds was, and me being at damn near every strip club in LA. But that was, little do they know, that was just my 3 to 4 a.m. schedule. You know, it was 2 or 3 clubs before that type shit. You know, and that's where I feel like motherfuckers got lost. Like, oh, he's just doing strip clubs. But if that's only where they saw me, and again, that was maybe me. I was like, was that all I was promoting? And I would ask myself questions like, what am I promoting? Because if you see now, I don't really even like, I don't promote strip clubs how I used to. You know what I'm saying?
And that's because of, that's kind of
it's just because, because like I felt like a lot of people, it's funny, I ain't gonna say his name, but it's a promoter I found out that like said that recently, like, oh, he's a strip club DJ. I think we need more of a, and I'm just like, bro, what? Like, you know, so I just remind myself of how am I moving, what am I showing people with my brand and my content, branding and shit. It was probably just all AOD at one point. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't showing all the other clubs and shit because, I don't know, I just wasn't aware. So now I'm more cautious on what I'm posting. And, you know, because I got a lot of kids following me too. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that too.
Facts, yeah.
So I gotta watch what I post. You know, I never want to steer no youth in the wrong direction.
Facts, yeah.
So, you know.
Well, it's only so much you can do. You know what I'm saying? So you working. You ain't got too much time to really pay attention to. Let me post this. Let me post that. Because you constantly in the grind mode.